and seeing a green planet. Wanted to show you that today. Roy is back. Sent me a whole book of stuff to look at today. And then today we're going to compare time lapse from my backyard and from somebody in Australia. So it should be a very full show today, lots to cover. So before I get too far, I wanted to show you an observation about this green planet that I've just captured. I think I captured this morning. We're at the Moon Glow Observatory in Warrensburg, Missouri this morning. And basically I was just checking out the cam and the normal weirdness that we see with this used to be a red orb when the sun was further south, and now we're seeing the various objects and whatnot. And it's a good place to see the system from. And then all of a sudden I was watching it and I saw this like thing come up. And what's really interesting is it's clearly not a flare. It's not showing on any part of this inside lens here next to this what is basically like an observation dome or something like that. And boom, I mean, it was coming up right over it with this like a red circle around it. And then like again, this is definitely in space and it's definitely not a lens flare. And then just to kind of further underscore it, here's the observatory dome, and then here's the object. So just incredible green planet, or possibly looking at some manifestation of the, magnetic interaction between the systems. Who knows? It's very compelling footage that we got just this morning, again from Skycam, all Skycam network. And then kind of furthermore, just wanted to show you that I'm going to report to the very end. And I'd like you to send me your stuff at olson.steven.d at gmail.com. If we have enough time, we're going to start a ham radio channel so that we can broadcast ham. Hopefully we have enough time to put together that kind of a capability. But anyway, let's move on to today's show. Here we go. Just a second here. So moving on. I'm going to put music to Roy's segment today. This is the Roy segment. He's been working, earning a living, but today he sent me a couple batches, and I thought the dramatic music might actually be cool. This is Kai Engel, Wake Up. So this photo was taken on April 1st from the All Skycam site at Grumpy Moose Observatory on April 1st. This same green object that I captured from today at Moonglow appears to be manifesting itself there. And then this is a very, much closer view of that Roy prepared for us. This again is Grumpy Moose, different time, object clear. Again, giving us that greenish color. Greenish color. This is Grumpy Moose again, this time manifesting a red color. Is that the blue Kachina, red Kachina that we've been told about in Hopi prophecy? So it seems here we've got the double dot that we saw earlier. Look at this one. This one, 30 minutes later, the object's on the other side of the sun. So clearly moving through, but look at this. Like, there's that green object, and look at I'm just going to zoom in on this one for a second, guys. That is trippy. Look at the shape of that. Unbelievable. These are from, this is from the United States mission to Antarctica areas. Seeing this yellow, green, blue thing. By the way, I'm feeling better today, guys. I got some rust. Check that out. You guys seeing this? You guys like the dramatic music? Look at all the planets. 6 planets. Here's the green image again from Warrensburg. This on the 2nd. Pull up came to Mexico with. So that's the Roy segment. Thanks, Roy, for all your help, and we recognize you and know that you're a great researcher. So now I'm going to shift this over to the internet. This is Michael Birmingham. I've seen his work ever since I've been in the Dubuque community, Wormwood community, but check out this footage. Now, this footage is interesting to me in that we've seen this, we also saw this from some folks over in England who I'm actually trying to get a hold of, but the same kind of configuration that they saw in England. And this, what's interesting about this one is it was taken in Indiana. So again, just that strange, streaking object across the sky. Go check it out. I'll have a link for you to go look at it. The next one is basically a fast-moving red object that was observed. I mean, it seems like these planets are moving very, very fast. And I'm going to show you some footage today that's just going to blow your mind, kind of how fast they move. But basically, this is the footage that where Jeff P. caught this red orb planet flying through at a very high rate of speed. Go check out the link. And this was fascinating. This is kind of an older video that we found that's, as we talk about chemtrails and the particulate that they're putting into the atmosphere. What's interesting about this particular analysis, this is an in-depth scientific analysis where they actually went in and they were actually able to see these nano cyborg polymer 3D printers. Check it out, watch the whole thing, keep an open mind, but apparently they're building single-cell cyborg 3D printer units that are building polymers, and it's just mind-blowing stuff if it's true, and if it's well-researched, which it seems to be, very intense stuff. Next thing I wanted to show you is the All Sky Cam. This is I actually saved the image earlier today at Moonglow, if it will still come up. Yeah, so I actually saved it. This is from earlier, and I was just watching it. I said, I just have to save this. Here's all the manifestations that we've been talking about, where we see the red star reflecting up. I think this is a refraction coming from behind the sun and this weird orb over here. So let's get rid of that. And then let's go to Craigie, because I want to see what's going on in Australia with you guys live. But this was morning in Craigie earlier in the day. And as you can see, we're seeing these planets, that kind of configuration where we've got potentially Nibiru here and the planets around it. Very strange stuff. Go take a look at the All Sky Cam Network whenever you can. But what I want to do now is actually fast forward to right now, several hours later, and see what we're seeing here. This is just a live look, and nothing overly exciting, other than we're seeing this huge reflection here that's coming from behind the sun, I believe. All right, let's move on now to a backyard video that I made. I want to show you guys, and pretty interesting. This is me testing the equipment that we're going to use on our satellite, by the way. And I've been, testing this particular camera now for the last couple of days, and I think I've got it to optimize now for the first flight, which just as an update, we will be doing a flight. I won't say when. All right, a couple things about my time-lapse photography in my backyard is we're seeing this, we're able to see this reflection of what we think is going on behind the sun, which is pretty exciting to get from my backyard, all this stuff. The second thing you're going to notice is this square sun. It's the third thing, you're going to notice all kinds of objects traveling with it. If you stop it and look at any part of it, you'll see here's that green hue going on. But check it out. I mean, now here's like stuff shooting out like a coronal type thing going on. Got objects all over the place. And this is just me testing a camera in the backyard. And then did you see that blue thing come up from the bottom? Watch it come around. This is a strange type of lens flare, if you're trying to tell me that's a lens flare, because that thing just disappears. That's kind of crazy stuff, man. And then, again, this is just me testing for the flight to get to the right exposure level, for the camera. So for the satellite test. Then I go to the opposite side of the world, which is an interesting contrast, and I can show you from Australia using a time-lapse camera, going the opposite way in a similar time frame, okay, during their day, of course. Now in this one, what's interesting about it is we've got that, I'm showing the square sun because my exposure is set a little bit higher, but there we're actually seeing some kind of an object moving in the middle of the sun, which is strange. And normally that shows black when you see it as being an overload on the camera. But this is what you're seeing from the other side of the world. Now look at this. Here we go. Same plume structure thingy looking coming out, but opposite way, as you would expect from a reflection from the other side of the world, right? And then what I think is probably a picture of the object itself, a reflection of the object itself. And just look at how bizarre this is, guys. This is just kind of a cool contrast between my backyard and Australia. My backyard, by the way, in case you don't know, is Wisconsin. All right, let's go to the sub photographs from today, which are a lot of good, exciting ones here to show. The first one was interesting because it's that same, you see that same kind of strange, but look at this. As you go in closer and you look closer at these high definition photographs, sometimes you catch things, like this. This looks like the winged planet. This could be a lens flare, but what is this? What is that? What is that, guys? That's just freaking a weird manifestation of something. But we caught, well, I think a picture of the big thing coming at us. Here's King's Observatory in Georgia. I took this picture, but I basically stopped it because I got a really good, I think, straight on look at the star itself. And then here's, look at how bright this manifestation of it is when there's no clouds to kind of obfuscate it. It's very, very bright. Here's mid-Iowa today, guys. This just got sent to me. Here's another pentagram in the sky. God dang those guys, right? Mid-Iowa. And this is what they're putting up in the sky. I'm just a little bit north of Iowa. We didn't have any chemtrailing today because we had high winds, lots of clouds. Here's, as you saw in my video. And then here's that, Moon Glow Observatory coming in from a subscriber that noticed it as well. Here's that, object that we were talking about before, right? Oh, these are the photos that I did. This is an interesting one. This is from Munich, in Germany, and basically there's a couple of shots where, again, we're seeing the strange reflections of the sun behind the clouds. And then you look in Portugal, and then you're seeing this tower of light happening at sunsets, and I'm getting the same thing here in Wisconsin, the towering sunsets as well. And then here's in San Diego where we're seeing the objects kind of appear out of the sky, and then just the strange effect on the camera here. This is Sam Hoffman, a guy that I'm trying to get a hold of right now. He's available on Facebook. He's quite a researcher, I'm told. So we're going to try to get an interview with Sam. But check out this shot that Sam picked up. I mean, what is that? Then we go to Bulgaria, where we are again catching the halo. The halo doesn't disappear, guys. We lose view of it from different parts of the Earth. And I think that's partially what's causing that strange red ball effect on the sun as well. Then I wanted to take a look at this object up in here, and that's probably just a lens flare. But again, there's the Bulgarians helping us to see the halo. Now check this thing out, man. Okay, so what's causing sunlight to be blocked across the sky like that, guys? You know what I mean? Think about it. This is like one of those that I get, and I'm looking at it and I go, what is it? What am I supposed to be looking at? And then I, zoom in, and then it's a duh. There it is. Clearly a planet of some sort. Moon glow. We beat that to death. This was noticed by two. This is just sent in from another subscriber that shows this basic Mercurio station webcam showing us this manifestation in the southern hemisphere. And then here's that photo that we started with. So that's the show tonight, guys. Lots of stuff. Oh, I had one more thing. We got a gentleman that sent in some materials, and I wanted to give a shout out to say that I have been getting your materials, and I will show them now here if it will boot up. So basically, this is some ISS work that one of the subscribers did, and they put it into Word for me. So I just wanted to open the file, and we could take a look. And so basically, what we're seeing, these are photographs from the 2nd of April. That same kind of ball with the object, the red and blue showing up very clearly, again, pertaining to Hopi prophecy, which, by the way, guys, part of Hopi prophecy, which I think is very important, I'll just kind of finish on this, is that, there's going to be a blue Kachina first and then a red Kachina, and I think we're seeing both of them, and I think we're being blocked from the view of the blue Kachina. because in this particular photograph, I saw other manifestations where it starts to unveil something and then it gets covered up. And I don't know how they would do that. But let's just say that this thing's coming in, right? And we're only going to have a very little time to prepare. But there's this kind of spirit of hope in the Hopi prophecy as well, which basically is that this event will draw people together and that we'll work together and that we'll build communities and maybe build a better world. And I want to buy into that concept, guys, with you guys as kind of a final note tonight. And thanks out.